Feel the wind picking up with Snyder and JT. Scopes on the turf where the next legends will be. Big college games light the sky with pride. We're breaking down every move from every side. A draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5 all got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Player of the week spotlight steals the show. Underdog upsets make the headlines grow. We scout every snap, every breakout star. Turn raw talent into futures that soar far. Snyder's got his beer and his opinion runs loud. Check our top 25 draft storm is here, no fear. We'll take the wheel and steer through the fiercest phrase. Fueling our draft storm with the passion we make. From campus turf to stadium roar, we separate the signal from the lore. In the swirl of rumors, we speak the truth. Tune in now, draft storms your proof. Draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5 all got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Draft the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Growth of it, Josh Yokai. If it weren't for sports, how would we survive?
Yes, if it wasn't for sports, how would we survive? That is the motto here at Sports Bible. I'm not sure I could survive without sports, being honest. I mean, sports, beer, I guess you could throw maybe a woman every once in a while in that aspect. But as I gotten older, I could probably do sports and beer and be fine with that. Um, A Plus Roofing is our big sponsor tonight. If you guys need a roof, exterior, anything done with the exterior of your home, feel free to call them. They're a great company. Call them at 412-515-5466. The best roofing company in the burg. Good prices. Visit them at aplusroofingexteriors.com for a free estimate. And they'll take care of you guys. So it's getting that time. I had my Impact HVAC guy over today, Tony Donalo, hooking me up. You don't want to go into this winter. You know it's going to get a lot colder, so I need a roof. Get it now. I'm going to bring on Snyder. Snyder, you're the sidekick for the show. How you been, man?
Sidekick, and I vote for gambling and booze. That's how I'm getting without sports. Don't need sports. I can gamble and I can drink. I'm happy. Don't need sports.
I need sports. I do.
You don't. You don't need them at all.
You didn't name women though, so I'm glad we're in the same boat there. Booze, and gambling, maybe a little bit of sport. You got to gamble on sports though, right?
No, you just play cards.
Oh, okay, all right.
I go fish, all that good stuff.
I could probably handle that then. Snyder, another week goes past. Another crazy week involved. There's some really good games this past week. This might have been some of the best played close games from the big teams. Let's start it with one who I think this team's starting to scare some people after their opening week loss to Florida State, where they didn't look real good. And you made the comment a couple times though. You know, Ty Simpson looked uncomfortable in game one, but man, has he gotten better. Talk about Alabama a little bit.
Hey, they're one of the better teams in the country right now. It's hard to say anything bad against him. He's not throwing up 400-yard games. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to, but he's getting 250 and 3 touchdowns and looking good doing it. So, I mean, he's definitely a guy you got to look at. And doing who they have to play in the SEC, he's going to have to continue to do it too. He can't have a lapse.
No,
He'll
you
be out
can't.
of it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you can't have a week off in the SEC. That's for sure. And then we had another really good they beat Tennessee. They beat a good Tennessee team, but we knew going in
Lower scoring than we thought too.
Yeah, 37-20. I thought it'd be in the 40s both ways. I thought it'd be like a 44-31 game, kind of like I think that's what I picked on the on my site. On our site, the Alabama team though, man, they are. I mean, me personally, if I had to pick, it's Ohio State, of course. We've had Ohio State #1 from day one here at Sports Bible. We've never shied away from them. In fact, they've never not received a first place vote from Sports Bible, which is pretty unique. It's a long time for a team to go 100 votes in a row, 9 weeks. And I know we have Indiana #2, but if I had to pick a second team right now, that I think the best chance of beating them, I would say it's Alabama. Would you agree with that?
I couldn't argue it. I don't know if I agree with it. I want to see more of Indiana yet.
I do too.
I really am interested in them. Signetti has them playing their butts off, and I love how they play.
And I agree with you. I want to see a little bit more. They handled Michigan State, which we knew last week. They play UCLA this week. Sorry, Terry, if you're out there, but you're gonna get your behinds whooped this week. I do think Alabama has, besides Ohio State, has the most talent on offense in the country. I mean, they got 2 great receivers. They have a running back committee. Simpson looks comfortable now, where he's got to be on the short list for the Heisman. I would say the freshman Sayan's got to be there. The kid from Vanderbilt ain't putting up huge numbers, but man, is he a story. He's almost got like that Johnny Manziel kind of flair where he's just putting up. I mean, he's a leader. He's winning games by being a leader. And in fact, if we're gonna say that right now, let's go to our Impact Player of the Week. And we went with Diago Pavia over guys who had better numbers. I mean, Pavia last week had 160 yards passing, threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for a couple more. Actually, he threw for 1 touchdown, ran for 86 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. But he brought him back against LSU, and LSU has a good defense. So I gave him the week this week. But I'm telling you what, man, some of the numbers last week. Julian Sayin, 36 of 42, 393 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was in our list. Gunnar Stockton, 26 of 31, 289 with 4 touchdowns against a good Ole Miss team. I mean, he was right there as well. Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, 24 carries, 228 yards and a touchdown. I believe he's the best running back in the country. A linebacker from Alabama, Yonze Pierre, 6 tackles, 3 sacks. He was all over Aguilar in that game when he had to be. Here's a guy who nobody's really talking about, and he's from a school we'll talk about here in a minute, Louisville. Chris Ball, receiver. He did good against Pitt. I was at the Pitt game. He had 9 receptions, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns against Miami. He's been putting up points, yards every week. I had to put a guy in there who had 16 tackles. Caleb Alarms or linebacker from TCU, and then to help my Iowa fans out there, they had a defensive back against Penn State, Xavier Nwankpa. He had 10 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble in their 25-24 win against Penn State. Snyder, and we already talked about before we get into other games. You already sort of mentioned this. Is this the most wide open Heisman you've seen in a long time?
There's no favorite right now. There's just a bunch of names out there.
I mean, we were talking Carson Beck a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that was the right guy. I mean,
he had a shot, but that's looking very unlikely after that.
4 interceptions. 4
interceptions in the game
against
Louisville, which isn't known for their defense.
No.
So yeah, not a good look. This is a year where a running back, wide receiver, or even a defensive player has a shot, because there's no clear quarterback out there winning it, running away with it.
I mean, the one guy I feel bad for that would probably be running away with it if he got to play full games and they used him more is Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. I mean, he has great numbers for what he's done, but he's only playing playing partial, man. I mean, he's not gonna put up the huge Heisman numbers, even though he's by far and away, I think he's the best receiver in the country. I think Williams from Alabama. There's some good receivers out there.
You got the guy of Arizona State too.
Yeah,
Come on, it's not clear.
Jordan Tyson. Yeah. Um, to get back into them games we were talking about, let's go to the Louisville game. I mean, Miami was on cruise control. I didn't see them losing. I mean, I
didn't
honestly
see that one.
No.
Did not see that.
And I throw up a little bit of hometown flair every once in a while. Pitt should have beat Louisville. Pitt had them. Pitt was right there.
They had a shot. They had a shot to beat them.
So for Louisville to
shut them down, it wasn't a close game.
And it was at Miami, so that's even more crazy to me. So I mean, it was 24-21, but you're right. It wasn't as close as the score. It was Miami scored, I think, late in that game to make it a little bit closer than what it was. But let's hear it for Louisville. They're up to number 17 in our rankings. They've been playing some good football, but I mean, Miami drops down to number 9, which they got Stanford this week. They should bounce back against Stanford. Another game that I really liked, and we talked about it going in, and we talked about Gunnar Stockton as well. Ole Miss played a tough game, man. I mean, they played better than I thought they would, honestly. They only lost by 43-35, 8 points. And they were winning that game. They were winning that game for a good bit of the time.
Ole Miss has a Penn State problem.
Can't finish.
They can't beat the big dogs.
Yeah.
They lose to Georgia. They lose to Alabama. They can't beat them.
And they were right there, man.
They play them good every year. That's not every year, but they usually play them pretty well, pretty close, but they can't win. It's the same thing year after year with them. It's the same thing Penn State had. Well, that's going to get ugly now. But they have that issue where Kiffin just can't get either enough guys to make the difference, or his system just isn't quite good enough to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, they had him at halftime. I was watching that. I was like, oh, man, this is going to be – it was at Georgia, so that's a tough place to play. They played them well, but like I said, they just came up short there. The other game we talked about last week I actually thought it was the game of the week. I thought it was the best game of the week, even though, we already talked about Tennessee and that. But let's talk about Notre Dame, USC. I mean, Notre Dame starting to get that offense going, huh?
Hey, they got 2 beast running backs, and Jeremiah Love if they gave him the ball enough, he probably would win the Heisman. He just isn't getting it enough.
I agree.
Notre Dame, and they're going to win. Well, the good thing for Love is now they have nothing else left on that schedule. They should beat everyone else 40-10 the rest of the season.
And I think Jeremiah Love does get his name up in that top 2 or 3 by the time this is all said and done with. I think being a quarterback, right? I think Ty Simpson right now has the most. I think he's the most. What's the word? I think he has the best hype right now. I think he's just
1 year wonder. I'm not buying him. I'm not buying any of these 1 year wonders.
That's what
I'm not buying Mendoza. I'm not buying the A&M guy. I'm not buying Simpson. No, I don't buy any of them.
That's what a Heisman is, though. 1 year wonder sometimes. Look at Jason White.
No, you don't get it for a 1 year wonder normally, unless you put up a monster freaking year. None of these guys have put up monster years yet. Now it could happen yet, but right now no one's putting up a monster year.
The guy that's actually putting up the best numbers by the time he's played, and that's another thing, Ohio State's just smart. They put up 30, 40 points in a half, and guess what? You always talk about this. They're going. And Julian Sand is putting up huge for the little bit he plays. I actually think his numbers are they stand out the most out of the 4 guys we named. And I didn't name Mendoza. That's another guy that's right there. I gave Julian Love a little bit of love.
They play each other, so we'll find out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge one there. Another one that and Vandy, Chris, if you're out there, got to give you credit, man.
I'm interested in this game this week. I want to see it. I want to see that game.
Vandy, Missouri. That's gonna be a nice one. But I'll tell you what, Vandy's going through a gauntlet right now, and they're playing well, man. They're playing well. This is the 3rd week in a row. I think now they'll have a top 20, top 15 team. Actually, I think they'll be playing. I'll tell you what, man. I got to watch a little bit at the end of that. That Pavia, whatever you say, He's the kind of guy that you want on your football team. I mean, is he an NFL talent? Not 100% sure on that, but he's a guy. His leadership ability. He reminds. This is the closest I remember to having like a Johnny Manziel kind of season. The guy's like sort of magical. He's winning games. He's bringing his team back. Um, I agree with you. I'm going to the Pitt game. They're playing NC State at 3:30. So I'm thinking that this game may be. I might be not be able to see it, but I do want to see Vanderbilt play as well. I think they've done enough now.
I want to see how good either of them are. I don't know. I saw Missouri against Alabama. They played Alabama that game. That was a good game. So I'm really curious to see how they can do against Vandy.
I totally agree with that. I think I would like to see Vanderbilt's a team you don't get to see that often, even in the past, but now they're a team that's sort of like in the they're sort of like the darling team. Vandy, Chris, you're out there. You called it at the beginning of the year, man. I mean, they're on their way for a pretty big season, man. I mean, they're 6-1. They've beaten a couple of top 25 teams. They almost beat that was Alabama. They came close to beating Alabama. I mean, they were in that game.
The coach is going to get poached.
Oh, definitely. Don't be surprised if he comes to you, man. Penn State. I'm still hearing Matt Rule. Still hearing Matt Rule.
I don't buy it. I don't buy him, but it's possible. Can't say nothing yet.
But we're gonna go to commercial tonight. We talked about the big games. Now we're gonna come back and talk about this week's big games. And every week, man, our top five has. I wish I had a little chart to show what our top five has done the last 3 weeks, but they have totally flopped. I mean, every team except for Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M basically
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you still got some undefeateds out there though. Georgia Tech, the BYU, and
yeah, but do you believe in them?
No. And then we got, of course, the TJ Chapman.
You don't believe in BYU's a national champ.
We got the TJ Chapman led Navy midshipman getting his 11 votes every week. They're still 6-0.
That'll win quickly. They have Notre Dame coming up.
Yeah, that'll end quickly. All right, to go to commercial. We'll be right back, people. Remember A+ Roofing. We'll talk about them in a little bit. All right, we are back. Snyder and JT. Snyder, we talked about the big games from last week. And this is the time of the year I love it. I mean, there's a team here and there that's off. They're either their first or second bye week. A lot of teams take 2 bye weeks now. Pretty much, huh? You get like 2 a week early and a week.
The way they're extending the schedules out and starting earlier. They are.
And this week. Just going down the top 3 right now, the best game in the top 5, of course, is going to be A&M at LSU. Do you believe in A&M? They're like sort of that off the wall. Like, do you?
Usually, I do not. Usually, I don't.
But I'm the same way. Marcel Reed, man.
Yes, they have this quarterback who can bring them back out of some games. And I'm not a believer in Brian Kelly's LSU Tigers. I like LSU, don't like Brian Kelly. So I completely believe that A&M could win that game. I don't see why they won't. Where's it at? I should ask that.
The game is at LSU.
That is an LSU. That's Death Valley. That's going to make a difference. LSU is going to win.
You think
they're going to win a big win in Death Valley?
Oof, that'll shake things up a little bit. I mean, A&M, like you said, Marcel Reed is that's another guy. I mean, the Heisman right now is probably 6 or 7 deep. Actually, I picked 4, but I think it could go 6, 7 guys easily. Then you got Alabama. You got some. The next big game we go down to Ole Miss, number 8 in our pool at number 11 Oklahoma. I'm actually interested in this one because Mateer looked better last week. Mateer looked like I think he came back a week too early. We
Yeah.
said that the week before, but I like this game. I think Oklahoma. If you take away that one crap game, they just look bad. Like we talked about, Mateer was just hurt and probably should have let the backup ride. But that's a big one. 6-1 versus
Where's that one at?
Ole Miss is at Oklahoma.
If Mateer's healthy, I think if Mateer's 100%, I think they win that game.
I mentioned that way too.
If he's still hurting and can't quite hold on the ball right yet, then I don't think they have a shot. Mateer has to be good for them to win.
No, definitely.
If he's not there, Ole Miss is going to beat him.
Then the game that we both want to watch, and we talked about it already. Missouri is traveling. We have number 13 Missouri at number 15 Vandy, and Vandy's probably a little bit underranked in our pool. 15th against Missouri. I'm actually real interested in this. I'm gonna see Pribula. I want to see that running back Hardy from because he started off the year leading the country. He was looking like he had a chance, and he put up like a monster game in this game. He could be back in that talk as well. Because like you said, there's nobody grabbing this, man. All you need is a running back to run for like 250 and 5 touchdowns in the big game, and all of a sudden, guess what? Your name is out there. But
and who thought at the beginning of the season Missouri Vanderbilt was going to be an important game this late in the year?
That's a huge one, man.
There's two schools that are not known for powerhouse football, but right now, whoever wins this game got a good shot to make the playoffs.
That is one of the questions I had. How many, in your opinion, and I know you can't, it's going to be hard to figure it out right here on the spot, but what do you think? 4 or 5 teams from the SEC? 3?
Oh, at least 4 right now. Right now, that could change quickly. Been 1 week.
Yeah.
A lot of big dogs go down, but right now it's an easy 4, and then you go from there.
So you're talking Alabama, Georgia.
Alabama, Georgia. You're going to look at
you got to look at A&M,
Oklahoma, and A&M.
Yeah, that's crazy. Then like you said, if Missouri or Vanderbilt win this game and start running the table the rest of the year, they're going to be 11-1.
Plus, you still got LSU involved.
Yeah, it's a crazy conference, man.
Yeah.
But I think that's the game of the week. I think that's hands down the best game of the week. Other than that, that's the ranked games that we're talking about there. If there's an off the wall maybe game that ain't really ranked, but you like this game, is the BYU at Iowa State. Iowa State started off the years like they started off the years, and they were a darling at the beginning of the year. They were the first like 4-0 team, a team that were always a win ahead of everybody, and they've struggled as of late. They're out of our 25. BYU might be the real deal, man. I did not think that they were the team that's going to get through this conference, but they may be that team. Even though I do like Arizona.
It's the Big 12. You never know who's going to get through that conference. That's why it's fun. They're not the greatest teams, but you never know who's going to get there.
You're right, Texas.
They make the journey interesting.
Yeah, Texas Tech, Cincinnati 6-1, Texas Tech 6-1.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of teams still involved yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Fun down the stretch. I mean, even teams like you got Boise State's in there. Houston's in our receiving votes. Houston's another team, and Houston has a chance this week to make a name for themselves because they're playing at home against Arizona State, who has
and Arizona State's still alive. Yeah,
and they have 2 losses. I mean, some of these 2-loss teams in our 2-loss teams in our top 25 right now are legit teams. Notre Dame, Tennessee, Arizona State. Michigan's still hanging in there. I'm not big on Michigan, being honest myself.
They can't throw the ball consistently. They'll be tough to do it. And who knows? They could make it the way the Big Ten's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible.
Do you still believe in Oregon?
Unlikely, but it's possible.
You still believe in Oregon, like to run the table?
Oh, they're still good. Oregon's they're still good. They're probably going to make playoffs. Probably.
How about one of the other top 25 teams that are undefeated we haven't talked about yet? Are you a Georgia Tech believer?
Out of the ACC, why not? It's the ACC. There's not a dominant team in there.
That's true. They
I
struggled
mean,
with Duke last week.
we just saw what happened behind Miami
Yeah, this is the year if Pitt would have just
losing to
won the
FSU,
games. If
or
Pitt
no,
could have
not
just
FSU, but Louisville. I mean,
yeah,
it's not there.
if Pitt could have just won their 2 games that they could have won. I'm not even West Virginia. Even 1 game, they'd have beat Louisville. They'd be right there, man. They'd be because now that Miami has the loss, it's up. Like you said, it's up in the air. And Pitt plays NC State this week. Pitt's schedule takes a little bit of a dip here, but I was shocked they beat Florida State. I told that I'm a Pitt guy, but never thought we'd beat Didn't think we'd beat Florida State. We don't win games like that
No
usually.
one did.
Well, we win games like that, but not against like Florida State. We win against
Well,
like
you
Clemson.
thought at the beginning of the year they won because you thought Florida State wasn't going to be any good.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, Florida State looked like they might be good.
Pitt does
Thought
good
they'd
against
get
Clemson.
punched. But now, yeah, it just the ACC is not. It's a tough conference. There's just not dominant teams in it right now.
So we're
With the
down to
demise of Clemson and Miami's never just really come back.
no.
Norvell's going to get fired here soon.
Oh, I can't believe he still has a job. Being honest, with all these coaches getting
Oh, yep.
Florida, Penn State, I thought for sure he'd be especially he can't win. Dude, he lost to Stanford. He cannot win. He cannot win an ACC game.
And he ripped on Stanford too. Said they were going to bring the ACC down.
Dude, he cannot win the ACC. I think it's like I want to say, don't quote me, but it's over a year and a half, almost 2 years, I think. But the last time Florida State won an ACC contest.
Yeah, and he beats Alabama.
It's unbelievable. I think like you said early in the year that they got Ty Simpson in this first game. He just hey,
Yeah.
sometimes it takes that one game of shock. I mean, we saw it. You see it all the time. I mean,
Oh, no doubt.
but so we have 6 undefeated teams left in our top 25. One's Navy. I'm not really going to count that. Sorry, TJ. They win their games, but I mean, Florida Atlantic
They have
and
Notre Dame coming up. You'll get over that real quick.
BYU, Iowa State. That's a 7-0. That's 7-0 BYU. I can't see BYU going undefeated. Can you? In that
They're not that good. I mean,
and
they're a solid team, but they're not that good. Someone's going to upset them.
teams. That's what I mean. There's
Yeah.
enough teams that are close to them. I don't even know if it's an upset. Even if if an Arizona State beat BYU, would you really think that's an upset?
No,
That's what I mean.
not really. I mean, by rankings, it is, but it's not a huge one.
And we didn't even talk about another team that's not in the top 25 anymore that lost last week, and they're good. I still think Utah's a good team. I mean,
Oh, they are. They're good.
that's just crazy. That's
They're
a
just-
crazy conference, man.
A couple games, yeah.
Let's talk about Washington State. How they're playing everybody well. Every time they play they almost beat Virginia last week. Not that it would matter for Virginia. Virginia is the other ACC team that
Making noise.
yeah, they could have a chance to make some noise now that Miami has a loss. They're 6-1, Virginia. Snyder, what would be your match that you would any 2 teams right now play each other? What would it be the matchup you'd want to see at it? Like your secret match right now? Would it be Ohio State, Indiana? Is that the game you'd love to see play?
Well,
Or
I think
would it
we're
be
going to
like
see that eventually here because I think they do play each other. Pretty sure they do. But yeah, that would be one game. But it still comes down to I want to see some SEC games. I want to see Georgia, Alabama. I want to see the big dogs go at it. I still think, other than Ohio State, they're I think the 2 best. And you go from there.
You think Ohio State though could be beat?
Well, they could be. Their receiving crew is so good. And Sayan has been much better than expected. That, I mean, the kids look, plus, well, and it's tough. Look at his receivers he's throwing to. You have 2 NFL wide receivers at wide receiver.
They could walk in right now and play right now.
Alabama has the same thing with their guys.
They do.
They're both going to be NFL receivers too. But, and Simpson, there's no clear favorite to me. There is no clear favorite in this at all. They're all 1-year wonders. I don't see it.
I think you're looking at it wrong, though. I understand your 1 year wonder, but you're not going to give it to a guy now on merit of playing 3 years, 4 years. You don't see that in college as much as you
No,
used
but
to. Because
there's not one guy running away with it. Simpson has
oh,
good stats. They're not great. Does he have
oh,
30 touchdowns and one interception? No, he has like 17 and one or two. It's not great. They're good, but he's not running away with it. I
I
think the A&M kid might have better stats than him.
he's I can go through it real quick. Ty Simpson, 1931 passing yards, 20 total touchdowns, so 18 passing, 2 rushing, 1
Yeah.
interception. That's impressive. 1
Oh, yeah,
interception.
but there's a lot of these guys that have that. That's what I'm saying. There's not a
Yeah,
clear guy.
Mendoza 1755. The guy that I think I told you why already is saying because he has 1872. He has less yards, but he's probably played 5 less quarters, 4 less quarters. I
Yeah.
mean, the guy
Yeah, but
doesn't
who's he
play.
played to?
That's
Who's he
true
played?
too. Then you got Marcel Reed with 1770, 15 passing, 4 rushing, 241 yards rushing. So that's another guy that's right there. And Mendoza, 21 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 rushing. I mean, they're all. You're right. They're all right in that same.
Yeah,
They're all in the
there's not
same
a clear
pocket.
favorite anywhere to me. To me. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but to me, there's not a clear favorite out there.
I actually think that if I had to put money on one right now, I would go with the running back from Notre Dame. I'd go with Love. I think this is the year of a running back. I think the quarterbacks will cancel themselves that kind of. You know what I mean? Like you have 5 quarterbacks basically in the same.
No. And I told you, Love has the cream puff schedule coming up. He's going to put up yardage.
Andrew says that's crazy talk. That's his saying. He likes saying
No, it's not crazy at all. It's truth. He will put up numbers.
Bama just beat 4 ranked teams in a row. What do you mean? Who do they play? I don't think Snyder said who do they play. I think he
I
said
didn't say
Alabama.
no. I just
Oh
said
no,
nothing against Bama.
no. He said Ohio State. He said Julian
Ohio
saying
State, yeah.
that makes sense because Ohio State really hasn't had besides Texas. Really, we see what Texas is now.
And Texas isn't what they ever thought.
Nah, so yeah, he was talking about Julian saying and not Simpson. I mean Simpson has played games, but Andrew, I think it's crazy talk about saying one guy is a runaway right now. I think if you look at even like casinos right now, I think it's got to all be a dead heap right now. But I'm going with the running back. This is the kind of year I think the quarterbacks are so close unless one of these guys goes off these last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I think Julian Love, like you already talked about, I don't play anybody. He can start putting some monster numbers, even if he plays like 3 quarters. He can start putting up some huge numbers. He put up huge ones last week against a USC team that they're supposed to have not a great defense, but their defense was looking pretty good going into that game. So, but real fast before we go, everybody, A+ roofing. Schneider, how many A+ did you get in high school? Be honest.
Gym class.
I got a gym. I don't even know if I got that in sex ed. My wife said no. I got a C or D in sex ed. So that's I agree. A+ roofing. You call 412-515-5466. Best roofing company in the burg. Joey Campagna, a great guy. They do a great job on social media with showing pictures and stuff. So you get a chance, get your free estimate, and they'll come out. Get your roof fixed if you need it, especially right now. And before we go, let's just go to Andrew real quick. Did you watch Simpson on the road at night at Georgia? He was flawless. That was his best game. That might have been the best game of the year.
But did you watch him in the first game against Florida State when he stunk? Let's go. Come on.
I got to get
the
you.
Whole season. It's the whole
Andrew,
season. It's not one game.
Andrew, you got to get
good. I'm not arguing he's not been good. He's been very good, but he's not a runaway.
Andrew, you got to get Snyder on a podcast for your college stuff with him and Vandy Chris could go off all day on the on a team plays a. We already went off with Chris the other day. A team plays a team, they get their win. Doesn't matter who they play. And Snyder and him can go on that for about 40 minutes. About that ain't true. And here's
that's the death of college football if you go with that philosophy.
And here's the boy right now. You knew he was going to say something. Snyder was a tight end in high school. I thought you were a linebacker, Snyder.
Hey, Ralph. Ralph just likes to be Ralph's a fan of Ohio State.
Is he?
He likes Buckeyes.
Oh, Manly Buckeyes. But hey guys, thank you for listening. We watching. We had some guys. Andrew, thank you for talking. We had some more people talking. We gotta I gotta post this a little bit earlier to get the thing out there. I was a little bit behind. This has been a crazy couple of weeks for me. Finally got my car, my used cards back. I got something to drive now, Snyder. So thank you to Impact HVAC for the Player of the Week. Once again, it was Diego Pavia. Andrew, I'll give you one more shout out. He loves the Gamecocks. So we got one guy that loves Buckeyes, one guy that likes cocks. You gotta love that. But yeah, thank you, Andrew. I know you will. And Andrew, honestly, get Snyder, get him on your podcast because he's gold. And him and the two Chris's going at it could be podcast gold. I'm gonna get Chris on ours to talk, especially when we get in the playoffs. I'm gonna have a round table with all the college guys. But Snyder, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, all you guys. Thank you. And next week we'll talk these week 9 games and go into week 10.